Hi guys, it's your girl Jaquetti and I'm back with another YouTube video. If today happens to be your first time watching my YouTube video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If today is not your first time, well, thank you for coming back. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Alright, so I am finally releasing the long-awaited part 2 of my grad school series. I know, I've delayed. Receiving a lot of questions backstage and I'm like, it's my fault because I said I would do a series and I've not completed the series. So let me just come and answer all the questions so that all my viewers can have the series, they can have the information. So let's get into today's video. All right, so now grad school series part 2, I'm going to be talking about the application process. Where should you start from? If you are thinking about applying, you don't know what to do, I'm here for you. I got you. All right, first thing you need to do before you start your application process is figure out what you want to do. That's the first and most important thing. When I say figure out what you want to do you want to do a master's? Do you want to do a PhD? When you decide on what you want to do, what is your field of specialization? What do you want to specialize in? And then that's what you focus. That's what you have to start with. That will guide you through the rest of the processes. That's the first thing and the major thing. The second thing is to find schools that align with your area of specialization or your research interest. One thing I would warn everyone against is don't select schools based on a general ranking because this school is very good or it's a top school like overall, so it must be good in my program. It doesn't really work like that. So when you are selecting a school, check its ranking for your program, because the school can be good like generally, but maybe when it comes to your program, it's not that terrific. So if, for instance, a school can be very good with engineering, but you want to do law and it's not the best, or a school can be very good with business and you want to do engineering and it's not the best. So you need to check all those factors before you select a school. If you want to see like a general ranking of schools, I'll put a website in the description box that you can tap on to see a general ranking of all the schools, and that can guide your decision in like just having a broad perspective of the kind of schools that are out there in the US. All right, the subdivision under looking for your schools is you should also look at the requirements of the school. So you have your area of specialization. So let's say you want to go to the business department. Go to the department, look at what they look out for in applicants. Look, do you fit that criteria? If you do, what are you supposed to get ready so that your possibility of being admitted is higher? You need to take all those things into consideration. So when you find out the schools and their requirements and what they look out for in applicants, you should also check the admission deadlines or the application deadlines. Now there are two types of deadlines. There are financial aid deadlines and then there are regular deadlines. So financial aid deadlines, like especially for the fall, I can speak for the fall semester because that's what I know about, like confidently. For the fall semester, usually financial aid deadlines end around November, December, and sometimes maybe January. But they have other deadlines that are like February, maybe March, April, but you will not be considered for financial aid. So you need to pay attention to that when you're applying for school. So if you see a deadline and say, oh, it's in February, don't lie to yourself. You may not be considered for financial aid, so pay attention to that. So that's with schools. Then the third thing is get your materials ready. I went into detail about the kind of materials you should get ready in my grad school series 1. So you can check that out. And then the fourth thing is you apply. Now the application process it can be, you can overthink it, would it pick me? But apply, start the work, start it, put it into motion. Then like I think I said it in my grad school series 1 or one of my videos on grad school. Don't do last minute things. Apply now. You understand? Like don't wait for last minute. Apply. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't overthink it. Just apply. You understand? Because everything is ready. Apply. All right. And you should be smart. I said it in my grad school series 1 video that applications to schools, they cost a lot. So you need to try and find ways to minimize the cost. And one of the ways is through application fee waivers. And to get application fee waivers, you can join open houses. Some schools open it up, they post their application fee waivers for the department. Or you can email the graduate coordinator, like the admissions team of the university. The worst they can say is no, because I applied to some schools and they didn't publicly say they had application fee waivers, but when I emailed, they gave me an application fee waiver. So you can do that. All right. The worst they can say is no, so just ask. so that you can save money. Then number 5, the big issue of scholarship. So you definitely want funding. I don't know. I mean, if you can afford it, then that's fine. But if you can't and you're thinking about scholarships and funding, these are the 3 main sources of funding that I know about that I can speak on. We have graduate research assistantship, we have graduate teaching assistantship, and we have fellowships. Graduate research assistantship, graduate teaching assistantship, you are working as a teaching assistant or a graduate or a research assistant. They give you a stipend and then they cover your tuition. Fellowship, the school, maybe they have a kind of scholarship package in the school, or someone has a foundation, or they've given money, I don't know, and then the school decides to give it to you based on your profile. All these things are given to you based on your profile. Okay, so it's not just your grade, it's your CV, it's your statement of purpose, it's your letter of recommendation, it's your GRE score, it's the way you sell yourself that will make them give it to you. You understand? And I've been talking to people, and there's this misconception like you have to get a professor to accept you before you apply to schools. You can apply to schools without talking to a professor. You should still send cold emails to professors to see if they'll take you on, but that shouldn't stop you from applying to schools, unless you're applying to, I think it's Canada, that they are quite strict. Some schools are quite strict that if you don't have a supervisor, they will not admit you. But with the US, you can apply even if you don't have someone who wants to pick you up, because you can still get funding. Okay, yes. I think there's some scholarships available in the school, but I can't really speak on that because I don't have a lot of information on that. So just know it's out there. So if you are looking for, you can go to their website and read more about it if you're interested in a scholarship. And then the last thing is keep track of your applications. Like I said, there are application deadlines. You have to keep track of it. What kind of schools are you applying to? I used Excel sheets. List your schools, their application deadlines, what have you submitted, what haven't you submitted, and then keeping track, because you have to keep track of your applications, because sometimes you think you are done with the application, and maybe the school comes back to you that, oh, this document is missing, or they want this from you. If you're not tracking your applications, you miss it, you will not get admission. So track your application. And then the last thing I would advise and suggest is that you cast your net wide. Don't just apply to one school. I know that it can be costly, but I don't think you should just apply to one school unless you are extremely sure, extremely good, your profile is solid, you're confident that no matter what, they'll pick you, then fine. But I suggest highly you cast your net wide. Apply to as many schools as you can, and make sure your applications are good. Make sure you proofread everything. Proofread your materials, proofread your statement of purpose, proofread your CV, proofread everything you submit. Any diversity statement they say you should write, proofread it. You understand? Because it's important to let them know you're paying attention to the details. That brings me to the end of this video. Part 3 will be up sometime. I would upload part 3. You know, I promised I would do it, so I will do it. So this brings me to the end of the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching up to the end. Don't forget to watch. You've already watched, but watch, like, comment, share the video, share it to your friends. Let them know. Those ones who go to grad school, let them know I've come. I'm giving them the information. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye.